slightly off center here. My dog is laying next to me, totally lethargic because we had to give him medication. We took him to the vet today. So I don't have a lot of space and I couldn't make the bed, so I'm just on like piles of stuff right now. This story harkens back to John Leonard, or a classic story of an arson investigator and fire captain who ended up being a serial arsonist. This guy, Robert Hernandez, is a 38-year-old fire apparatus engineer. He was just arrested for setting 5 fires in California. And what's really sad is that California has already seen a horrible year for fires, like wildfires, and he's just adding to the chaos.
ABC 7 News is not identifying the firefighter until he's been officially charged. Here's a Facebook post of him wearing CAL FIRE gear.
Luckily, all of the fires remained small, and in total, all 5 fires burnt less than an acre of land, and he set these fires while off duty. He was arrested at the Howard Forest Fire Station in Healdsburg, where he's from, and where he also set fires. The Star Tribune wrote this: Hernandez is an apparatus engineer with the agency, which entails operating and maintaining fire engines and water tanks during emergency responses. I don't know a lot about the different jobs and what is required for different positions of a fire department, and I don't know if his job would require him to be on scene at a fire, or if he's just working on the emergency response, like fire trucks, before they go out. But if you do know more about fire departments, please feel free to comment below for more context, because this story is just unfolding. The CAL FIRE spokesman actually said in an email that the agency would not answer further questions about the arrest. So because this story is just unfolding, there's not a lot of context out there. So he set these fires on forest land near the Northern California towns of Garrisville, Healdsburg, and Windsor. This was between August 15th and September 14th. I don't think it's Healdsburg, I think it's Healdsburg. Anyways, that town is the town that Hernandez was a resident of. So specifically setting fires where he lived, that is just psychotic.
ABC 7 News reporter Cornell Bernard spoke to local firefighters and the suspect's estranged wife about the arrest.
I'm still processing this, but yeah, he's not here. He doesn't live here, nor has he. I don't think anyone will have any idea that this had been happening.
You sound like you're in shock about this.
I'm 100% in shock.
The director and fire chief of California Fire, Joe Taylor, said this, quote, I am appalled to learn one of our own employees would violate the public's trust and attempt to tarnish the tireless work of the 12,000 women and men of CAL FIRE. No kidding, how can you trust anybody after that? Firefighters in particularly, fires are horrifying and scary and clearly life-threatening and such a huge problem in California. Hernandez was booked into the Sonoma County Maine Adult Detention Facility on 6 felony counts. His bail was set at $2 million. I guess he's leaving. Look at that glorious tail. Oh, buddy. You don't have to go. You don't have to go. Stumbling around like an old drunk man. His name is Hunter, by the way, and he is my very sweet Akita, who keeps me covered in dog hair at all times. The New York Times article on this story is a lot more fleshed out than some of the other stories, and I want a lot more background on Hernandez specifically because he clearly has problems. Bro is starting fires, and his whole, he literally set an oath to protect people and to put the fires out and to put his own life on the line. And that is absolutely not what he did. Let's talk about the fact that CAL FIRE law enforcement officers, the ones who arrested him, had since 2016 arrested 923 arson suspects. This is the most interesting part of this article though. A 2016 report by the National Volunteer Fire Council determined, based on media accounts, that more than 100 firefighters in the United States were arrested each year on arson charges. Really makes you look at that, it makes me think of that list. This has lived rent-free in my head for a really long time, just floating around the top 10 jobs for that psychopaths will most likely gravitate towards. Dark hair and my lip gloss. Firefighter is not on there, but law enforcement officer is, and it really makes a lot of sense. You know, fires are these horrific forces of nature. They're terrifying. They can get out of hand very, very quickly. And it's like fire, wind, earth, water. And people who are fascinated by fire, I mean, I in a way think that fire is beautiful. Like when I see a fire like that, I'm in awe of it. It's like magnificent in a way. But to want to cause that kind of damage to the earth, to animals, to people, to nature, like what the you have to be messed up. And it is so fascinating to me, that 2016 report, that more than 100 firefighters every single year in the United States are arrested on arson charges. Wow. I mean, it makes sense, you know, if you're fascinated by something or you really, really like something, maybe too much, that you would want to go into that line of work. Like, if you love setting fires, wouldn't you want to be around fires? You gotta be around them. You gotta learn how to put them out. And you gotta tell people that you're a freaking firefighter and have people be like, oh my god, you're a firefighter. That's amazing. Thank you for your service. Stuff like that. So you get attention from the community for it. And it's a high intense job. So you're gonna be getting like adrenaline and dopamine from survival dopamine, stuff like that. So it does make a lot of sense, but I just thought that was a really interesting article. The report said that they represented a tiny percentage of the nation's firefighters and that motives varied from those who wanted to be a hero by putting out their own blazes to others who wanted more firefighting action or suffered from psychological disorders. The Fire Council said that cases of firefighter arson have occurred for centuries. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, one of the most famous cases of this is John Leonard Orr, who I will definitely be doing a video about. The saddest part of this is that nearly 1 million acres have burned in California just this year, which is 3 times as much as last year. So yeah, this is just a short video for you guys. I thought the story was really interesting, and this guy clearly has psychological problems. Oh my god, what the hell? Thanks so much for watching. My name is Victoria Evans. Make sure you like and subscribe to help support me here on YouTube. And be safe out there, because, whoa, there's a lot of weird people. Oh my god.